Today I'll show you why you need to own an ES-335 semi-hollow guitar. Now, whether it's the legendary Gibson 335, which I'll focus on today, or one of the affordable alternatives from Epiphone and others, I'll break all those options down for you here on Play and Trade Guitars. Hey, it's John, and if you like new guitar reviews and informative buyer's guides, I'll urge you to hit subscribe, join this community of guitar players, and I'll tell you what, when you hit subscribe, you'll be in it to win it. I'm giving away this Gibson Les Paul right over my shoulder to one of you very soon when we hit 100,000 subscribers. And in today's video, I'm going to show you why not only is this semi-hollow guitar an essential guitar, but how one can be had at every price. Whether it's under $1,000 or something like the Supreme ES-335 over $4,000, I promise you there's one for every budget. I'll break all that down now, and if you are in the market for an ES style guitar or any other gear, click to buy new gear using my link. You'll find that pinned below. Or if you're watching on a TV, just scan this QR code and you can shop on your smartphone. When you use that link, you get fast free shipping and you get easy payment plans. And it's the payment plans with no interest that makes buying a supremely beautiful Gibson ES-335 all that much easier. I promise it's worth it. Check that out. And it's how I make these videos, so I appreciate your support. Without further ado, let's dive into the ES-335 from Gibson. All right, before I show you some affordable alternatives, let me show you the real deal. What a beauty, this in vintage sunburst. This is the Gibson ES-335, a mainstay guitar for players and collectors since its origination in 1958. This semi-hollow guitar features a center block and then a laminated body, which is pressed with this arch shape. And it's semi-acoustic, so you can play it unplugged with a pretty good ring, and then you can plug it in and get that quintessential semi-hollow tone that only a semi-hollow guitar can deliver. It's woody, full, sweet, and it really sings. It's got soul, it's got all the character that you want out of an incredible sounding Gibson guitar. Now this one in particular is the ES-335 Gloss. This one is currently priced at $34.99. You can check my link for all the available finish options, and I'll break down the affordable options in a second. But the mainstays of a 335 DOT, you'll have the DOT inlays with a bound rosewood fretboard, beautiful mother of pearl Gibson headstock, and you've got this bound body, which like I said, is made from laminated maple. And the thing about a 335 is it's nice and lightweight. This one is under 8 pounds, and this one has a set of T-type pickups from Gibson, which is a great sounding set of humbuckers, as you'll hear in the performance demo. But while this guitar is gorgeous, I got to put it on the bench and pull it apart, so we'll talk specs. Coming down here, we are 1.69 inches at the nut, 0.86 inches at the first, up to 0.95 inches at the 12th. This is a bound rosewood fretboard. I'm actually conditioning it with some deodario hydrate at the moment. Taking a look in the pickup cavities, we've got a long neck tenon, and we've got these T-type pickups. Lead T-type is going to read 7.3 in bridge, and the rhythm T-type in neck is going to read 7.1 K ohms. Standard controls, three-way selector switch, and that ABR-1 style bridge. This guitar came in at 7.8 pounds, nice and lightweight. Some of the 335s can push into much thicker neck territory, but I found this one in its current iteration to be super comfortable. So you can shop along with me using my link, and I'll remind you that the payment plans allow you to buy something like a Gibson ES-335 with no interest payments. It makes it super easy. It's not a credit card, but when you're buying high-end gear, those payment plans will really be your friend, so check that out. Also, I want to note that you can compare the actual guitars in stock, and you can see things like weight and actual top, which really helps in making your decision, especially online. Now that said, let's take a quick look at this and some other alternatives. The quintessential 335 is right here. This is the full gloss finish, made in America, nitrocellulose finish, semi-hollow guitar. Other iterations, you can save $500 if you check out the satin version. This is still going to be a nitrocellulose finish, but it'll feature a satin, more kind of an eggshell or matte finish rather than a full gloss. Many players actually prefer the feel of satin, and the reason it's cheaper is there's less labor involved in getting that to a satin finish rather than a full gloss, so you can save some money. It's a good tip if you are shopping 335s. Of course, probably the quintessential color for a 335 has got to be cherry, in my opinion, but I'm really digging this vintage sunburst, which I have here. Now, if you really want to go wild and dress it up, look at this beautiful 335 with a figured top. This is just insane. I love the honey amber, and all that flamed out maple is just absolutely gorgeous. AAA flame top. And you can get even crazier. Check this out, the 335 Supreme with these split block inlays in mother of pearl. Supreme on the headstock, beautifully bound, almost like a Les Paul custom, and just a gorgeous looking guitar. So that's something else that you can check out. But I want to tell you about affordable options, because here's the thing. Everybody should own a semi-hollow guitar. The sound is just that good and that distinct. It's really worth owning one. If you want to own one that's affordable and fantastic, one of my favorite guitars that Epiphone makes, $549 currently. Look at this, Epiphone ES-335 DOT, under $600. I mean, this is an incredible guitar and a perfect way to get it into a semi-hollow at a super affordable price. Vintage Sunburst, Iced Tea, and of course, Cherry, which is iconic. Now, a couple others I noticed which are on sale is the Jim James 335, the 70s. You can watch my full demo of this guitar. I loved this guitar, and it's currently $200 off. It even comes with a hard shell case, which the other one does not. So if you want my best pick under $1,000 for an ES-335 right now from Epiphone, check out the Jim James ES-335. I love the walnut finish, and it comes with a hard shell case. Hard to argue with that. But if you want my best pick for the best Epiphone 335, hands down, it has got to be their new reissue, the 1962 ES-335. If you want a one and done semi-hollow ES-335 at an affordable price, which sports the same Gibson custom buckers that you'd find in a custom shop model, along with beautiful appointments like a rosewood board and mother of pearl blocks, $1149, insanely good price, and a hard shell case. This one is a bestseller for good reason. You can check out my demo on this guitar. $1149, fantastic choice. Now, one more, which is not Epiphone or Gibson, but you cannot ignore and is actually over right here on the wall, and there's gonna be a full demo on that guitar, which you can hit subscribe and make sure you watch this, because this is a really good head-to-head. This is the Heritage H535. It's their take on the 335, made in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So this is made in America in the former Gibson Guitars factory in Kalamazoo, Michigan, which is so cool. And while these are normally $24.99 for a limited time, they are $500 off. So this is basically in every way, shape, or form like a Gibson 335. It just says Heritage on the headstock, and it's $1,500 cheaper. This one is in also a full gloss nitrocellulose finish. It's got Seymour Duncan 59 pickups, and it's a gorgeous American-made 535. They can't call it a 335, but you get the idea, right? And you can save some serious coin if you look at this guitar, and it sounds fantastic. Wait till you hear my demo, hit subscribe so you don't miss that. But those are some great affordable options to consider. But now let's talk about the 335. My favorite part of any demo is plugging it in and playing it. So of course, let me give you some clean tones. I'll dirty it up, and then I'm gonna let it sing behind a funk-inspired track, which I put together today. And I had a lot of fun playing this guitar. I think it really highlights some of the tones. Whether you go clean, whether you get nasty with it with fuzz, the 335 will take everything that you can handle, and it is just an absolute beast of a guitar, capable of handling every genre from rock to blues to soul to jazz, you name it, the 335 can do it. All right, I'll remind you one more time, if you're shopping gear, use my link or scan this QR code and hit subscribe so you can win a Gibson Les Paul. My favorite part, let's get plugged in. I want to hear from you in the comments. Which 335 or ES style guitar are you looking to buy next? And what do you think of this guitar? Drop a comment as we go. On the other side of this performance demo, I'll give you my honest reaction to playing this guitar along with the final score. So let's get plugged in and get to work. I'll see you on the other side for my reactions. All right, is it true or what that there is just nothing like a 335? A semi-hollow guitar just has all the tone, and it makes you play in such a way where you really focus on bringing out the singing quality of that tone. It's not necessarily a speed machine, although it can be, especially because if you think about it, you know, an ES-335 is one of the original double cut guitars. So you have access all the way up the fret register because you have the double cut, which was actually pretty inventive in 1958. Now, when I review a guitar, I base it on 3 overall categories: overall playability, overall sound, and overall value. All right, let's talk playability. First of all, the neck shape is great. It's got kind of a medium profile, not too thick, not too thin. The guitar comes plecked from the Gibson USA factory. Every guitar comes plecked from Gibson USA. I will note that the frets to me were a little bit on the smaller side, it felt like. It came set up great from the factory. It actually came up set up really low. I actually raised the high treble strings a little bit just to have a little more clearance for my bending. But the gloss is great. It didn't get in my way. It didn't stick, nothing like that. It's also lightweight at under 8 pounds. This was 7.8 pounds, which is just fantastic. If you're gonna have a bigger bodied guitar, it's nice to have it lightweight, is it not? One thing I do think would be cool is if they brought the 3-way selector switch up to the other horn like a Les Paul. But it's down there, it's not a big deal. But reaching across that bigger body, just know you gotta kinda go down there to grab that switch. Let's talk sounds. The T-type pickups sound really good. Comparing this to the Heritage 535, which you can watch my video on that guitar, This is a little bit more, I think, treble intensive than more rounded like the Seymour Duncan 59s. But I thought this guitar really cut through the mix, as you could hear, and sounded fantastic. And then when we talk overall value, of course, this is the pinnacle 335 in full gloss. It is expensive. The payment plans make it easier. But since I gave you some affordable options, just remember that you can get the 335 tone without breaking the bank by looking at these more affordable options. So what do you think of the 335? I really encourage you, if you have not played one, add one to your collection. Check this out, you will not be disappointed. And if you're building the ultimate guitar collection, you've got to have a 335 in there. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. Remember to shop gear using my link and hit subscribe so you can win this Gibson Les Paul. It's going to one of you very soon. Thanks for all your support on this channel. When you use my link, you help me make these videos, so I really appreciate that. And you can take advantage of fast free shipping and easy payment plans. Until next time, I'm John for Play and Trade Guitars. Thanks so much for hanging out and keep playing. I'll see you next time, and check out my video on the Heritage H535. That is a worthy contender for a lot less money, but these are absolutely stunning guitars. See you next time.